Hi, diolch yn dod, thanks for coming. So we'll do the English first, then the Welsh, so Saesneg gyntaf, wedyn Cymraeg. So we'll do 3 questions each. When you're asking the question, you can put them in the microphone so the audio picks them up, please. Who would like to go first? Okay, Ian.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I'm not sure how many campaigns you've been involved in now. I'm not sure whether you've ever sort of sat down and worked it out, but how excited are you by the start of another one? And does it feel different going into a World Cup campaign compared to, say, the Nations League?
On one hand, yeah, of course it feels different. You know, there's a World Cup at the end of it, but I think like the message has been all week, to be back with this group of guys, to wear the Welsh shirt, to be working with this group of boys. We're really excited, and yeah, we're, as I said, we're aware of what's at the end, but the reality is it's nice to be here with this group and excited just to get on the pitch.
You look happy. You look like you're happy to be here. Personally, how much does the disappointment of 2022 and Qatar drive you on? A lot of the players have talked about that. You know, for actually getting there again, and if you do get there, being a lot better than you were last time.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. It's something that sticks with me, and I'm sure it sticks with a lot of guys. Like the best moment of Qatar for us was probably just the Ukraine game and getting there, and it was disappointing out there, and it's something that was tough to get over for a while, that we didn't really show on the world stage how good we can be. So that hunger to go and do it again is definitely there.
And in terms of Kazakhstan, you know, how much do you know about them? And a lot of people, I suppose, will be turning up tomorrow night thinking this is an easy start to the group, an easy win for us. But you would know from the European campaign a couple of years ago that there are hiccups. Armenia coming to Cardiff and winning convincingly. Similar position in the world to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I think every game now at international level is going to be a tough game, and we're aware that the expectation's there, but it's not something that we as a group have to pay any attention to. It'll be a tough game against an opponent. They're very proud to play for their country. Will make it very difficult for us, and we'll be fighting for every single ball out on that pitch. So we know that we have to be at our best to win this game.
And next, please.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Ben. Can I just ask as well, just sort of picking up on the excitement around this, is how you get that balance right? Because I think you just said in the answer there, we all know what the prize is. How do you get that balance right between doing the job with such a huge prize at the end? It's just 8 games away.
I know it's a bit cliche, but it really is just a game at a time. I think we've come into camp this week, and I could count on one hand the number of times anybody's mentioned the word World Cup. It's been purely focusing on Kazakhstan. We feel like we've done a lot of work, both on the pitch and in meetings, purely on them. So, yeah, our focus is just on the game Saturday night.
Ben, you've worked for some big personalities at club level. You've had 6 games now under Craig Bellamy. How would you now describe his sort of coaching and his communication skills?
I think one of the biggest things that I've taken from working with Craig Bellamy is that I feel like I'm learning things all the time with him. The level of detail that both him and his coaches work in on the training pitch, in meeting rooms, is second to none. And I think, as I said, the biggest compliment I can give him is that I think every player in this squad feels like they're becoming better players.
And in terms of the players themselves, when you talk amongst yourselves, I know you've got to get away from football, you've got to clear your mind, but do you talk about the dangers? I think the point was made there with the Armenia game, 1-0 up, 5 minutes, everyone in the crowd has a part to play as well. It got carried away. Do you as players talk about pitfalls, learn from history, learn from mistakes of Wales, learn from the mistakes of others?
Definitely. I think there's a lot of players in this team now that were involved against a team like Armenia, and those are the games that it really gives you a shake. It makes you realise how good all international teams are, and if you're not at your best, then it can be a tough game against anybody.
Lawrence?
Hey, Ben. Do you think, how do the players feel going into this? Is top spot the aim of the team?
Yeah, it has to be, I think. And you want to take all possible eventualities out of it, and reality is, to qualify for this tournament, you want to finish in top spot. But as I said, we really are just focused on one game at a time, and hopefully then the table can take care of itself.
And just looking at some of the players who've come in this week, Kai Andrews, how's he been on camp this week? And could we see a surprise name coming in, do you think?
That part's not my decision, but he's been great since he's come into the camp. When we get new players and young guys coming in, you feel like they really bring an energy to the place. On the training pitch, they work hard, they give their all, and without necessarily knowing if they're going to play or not, but having that new spirit around the camp really drives everyone on. So we're lucky to have Kai. He's been great this week, so hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of him.
I think I saw a message going out this week about 9 Swansea players, 9 Swansea Academy players that are in the squad this time. What has the club been doing right that has seen such an influx of players over that period?
Okay, coming through that academy was really special for me. I was there since I was 8 years old, and I think most of the boys that have actually come through have been there a long time, and I think a big credit goes to the coaches that we worked from. We've had discussions up there. We all worked with similar ones throughout the age groups, and having that stability, having that grounding that club gives you, and that understanding of how to play football is a really special place to have come through, and I'm very grateful to that club for giving me the chance I did.
Okay. Richard, you might be in the back.
Hi Ben. You've been involved in a few squads now that have obviously done very well and qualified for tournaments. How does the energy and the belief in this young squad compare with those other ones that you've been in the past?
No, look, it's a really good squad of boys. We feel like we can compete with anyone. We're confident after a good Nations League campaign, and we're really excited to start this one. I think everybody's come into it full of energy and raring to go.
Okay. Any more questions in English? Okay, dim problem. So ewn ni drawyr Cymraeg nawr. Siôn, os ti'n mynd gynta, please?
Hi Ben. Cwestiynau tebyg yn y Gymraeg, sori, ond mae dechrau unrhyw ymgyrch wastad yn teimlo'n special iawn. O'n i feddwl dechreuad chi wedi cael o dan Craig Bellamy, cwpl ar frig, y grŵp, dyrchafiad i gyngrair A. Yw hwnna'n rhoi edge bach gwahanol o ran dechrau'r ymgyrch yma, achos bydd hyder yn y grŵp yn uchel iawn ar hyn o bryd?
Credu bod y hyder yw'r peth pwysicaf fan'na. Ni wedi bod yn gilydd nawr am 6 gêm, a wedi warin eitha dda mewn gyd o nhw. Oedd plan gyda ni yn erbyn bob tîm, o'n i'n teimlo'n gret mewn gyd o'r gemau, felly ni'n mynd mewn i'r gêm yn erbyn Kazakhstan llawn hyder.
Ti'n hefyd sôn am Qatar a'r siom o ran y perfformiadau. Faint o sens o, sa'n gwybod beth yw'r term Gymraeg, ond unfinished business o ran chi wedi bod yna, chi wedi cyrraedd cwpan y byd, chi'n benderfynol o wneud e eto, ond tro yma moyn mynd cam ymhellach?
Ond credu oedd yn disgwyliadau yn Qatar yn wahanol i beth oedd wedi digwydd, ac ni'n teimlo yn eitha siomedig fel grŵp, ac yn personol hefyd mae fe dal gyda fi pan i'n ware, beth i'n ware yn y cwpan y byd, felly mae fe yn rhoi pwysigrwydd ar yr un nesaf sy'n dod.
Kazakhstan nos yfori, fi'n credu sneb yn y stafell, mae'n gwybod lot o ran be i ddisgwyl o ran Kazakhstan. Beth yw'r negeseuon mae Craig Bellamy wedi rhoi chi o ran be i ddisgwyl wrth nhw nos yfori?
Y neges yw bod mae rhaid ni fod yn barod i ware yn erbyn tîm sydd ddim yn ei wneud pethau'n anodd i ni yn y gêm. Bydd nhw'n brwydro am pob pêl, bydd nhw'n rhoi y corff ar y llinell am popeth, felly mae rhaid i ni bod ar ein gorau i ennill y gêm fori.
Okay. All good. Unrhyw bwy neu fab? Well, diolch yn fawr, thanks everyone, and Craig will be in shortly.
Thank you.
Yeah, good, thanks. I feel like I'm too small. I don't know.
Do you want me to go lower? If the light's glaring off my head, sorry. Okay, again, any Craig. We've got Craig here for about 20 minutes with about 3 questions each. Is that okay? Who's going first? Geraint, you've got the microphone. Brilliant. Yeah.
Hey, Craig, nice to see you again.
How are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I just want to know how you feel on the eve of a campaign. 8 games go well. You're going to a World Cup, and also a secondary question on that: how beneficial for you to have them here since the camp coming in on Sunday night, almost the best part of a week ahead of the first couple of games?
Look, of course, I'll start not from your start. I'll try and work it back because I'm like I keep telling you I'm not as intelligent as you. But,
Stop that.
It's always beneficial if you can, the amount of time you're able to have with them. Of course, if you look at it really, like I am envious of a lot of teams, like the cricket, rugby, and you have them for months. Football, it's not the case, but that's understandable. It's always been that way. Don't forget we borrow the players. They're always, being at their club teams takes a huge part, which is not a problem. Now, having them this week, it's allowed me to be calmer. I don't know, you probably wouldn't have picked up on it. I definitely did. Even when I announced the squad, I'm tense because I haven't seen the players for 3-4 months. It's difficult. It's because your concern is always, well, we had them for September, October, November, which were really good gaps, like, 3 weeks and we're straight back in. So you like to believe they ain't going to forget anything, do you understand, through that period? But 3-4 months, especially being at their clubs and a lot of football they've played, it left me a little bit on edge because, you have to understand I am a rookie at this as well, where I was like, well, what condition are they coming in? How much will they remember? So even, it was important to do an introduction meeting on a Monday. Sunday we allowed recovery of just our good habits, what we learned through the Nations League campaign, what we can get better at. And then this week, reinforcing those messages, it just allows you to be calmer because, I've been really impressed by him this week, I have to be honest. So, it leaves me now just excited. That's the honest truth. Just excited about what's to come. Hopefully tomorrow night.
With what's to come and the time you've had with the players, in competitive football and on the grass as well, meetings, etc. What's the importance for you for fearless football? Because I've listened to you. I think we all have about the identity of the side. High risk, high reward, taking chances when they're an opportunity for you. Dan James was talking earlier this week as well about wanting to take risks, etc. The importance of being fearless in football these days.
No, look, I'm like Dan. Of course, his position, you have to take risks to be able to score. But I usually tend to stay away from that word. I don't see. If you have 7 players compared to their 5, there's a risk. I see if you kick it up long, when they have 7 players to your 4, that's a risk. Now, I maybe just look at it, and I try not to be naive, trust me. It's like I don't want to concede. But I want players to be able to express themselves, to show the true value of what they are. And I believe if you have the ball at your feet, it's going to show a really true version of you. Being fearless, like some people like to call it brave, I don't see it as being brave. I see there's other circumstances in life where you need to be brave. I don't see having the ball at your feet and wanting the ball at your feet comes under that. It's about taking responsibility. And what we try to do is allow the players to take responsibility, but also it's important for us to give them as many options as we can when they do take responsibility, to give them a picture that allows them to play forward with the next pass. And it's that simple, and that's the honest truth. It's not. It's like I believe players are good footballers, and I want them to be or feel free to be able to express themselves when they have the ball. Now, without the ball, it's so important that you're able to work for the team. The team comes first. Now we chase together, we get back together. So all these elements, I believe, then allow you to enjoy the ball more. But you know what we see as a Wales player is without the ball, it's all or nothing. You have to work. If you cannot work, this is not the environment for you. I feel that's a part of the game that comes second nature to this group.
Craig, Kazakhstan, what are the challenges of overcoming a team that may frustrate, and also your analysis of a team like that, whether it's a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D? I suppose the question is, there have been so many examples of sides that have frustrated teams that are expected to win at home. I know all that expectation is us putting it on there, but kind of from what, your knowledge of football, games you've seen, comparisons you might have, what do you feel are the challenges of Kazakhstan?
It's a tough game. And I know people it's got to be a tough game. It has to be. And what we've seen of them, it doesn't change my opinion. But are we able to play the game at a real high tempo? Are we able to win duels, win the second ball, come back for the second ball? You have to earn the right. And it doesn't matter who you play. We've all been here in international football. We've seen it too many times. Nothing is given to you. But it's so normal that at this stage it shouldn't be. So we have to really reinforce, but also take comfort in the fact of how hard we're willing to work. Now, hopefully, then parts of the game will go our way. But it's important as well that, we don't look too far ahead. Now, we know the goal. We know where we want to go to. But I've never seen it, and it won't be done tomorrow night, no matter what happens. And it's important, really, that I look at it that way. Because if I look too far ahead, I don't know about you guys in here, and it can come overwhelming. Do you understand what I mean? You can come too much, and you have to strip it back to step by step. And that's, for me, life. It's not just football. It's one step at a time. And that's what tomorrow night is. And that's all I see it as. It's going to be, we just have to take care of tomorrow in order to be able to hopefully have a positive result like we want. It's going to be hard work. And we have to be prepared to do that, and then hopefully the rest will take care of itself.
Thanks, Geraint. David, you're next.
Hi, Craig.
I am.
With that in mind, the challenges that Kazakhstan will pose, how important do you think patience will be, not just for your own team, but I know you mentioned last week maybe in the stands as well, creating that atmosphere of this will come. It might take a long time, but you might need to be patient tomorrow.
I believe it's always the key. It's great with say for instance a Wales situation is we have a group of supporters, and yourselves, you guys in here, you've been to major tournaments, so you see what it takes to get to a major tournament, and it wasn't all one way. There's rough rides along the way, and there's certain periods in certain games, and that's where you draw on the experience of the crowd, the calmness of the crowd. They've been there, they've seen it. And also for us as well as players, it's like let the game be the game. Play one ball at a time. Do not involve yourself in anything I expect expectations. I welcome them. I'd be concerned if we didn't have them. So I'm definitely never one to play them down. I've never tried to do that. But at the same time, For us, we have to play our game. No matter what goes on, if we have to move the ball backwards, we'll move it backwards. But it's always an idea to go forward. Can we score from every phase? That's always the possibility and always something we look for. And then we play the game and we see how it goes.
With that in mind, it might sound an obvious thing because we've talked about creating that identity in the last campaign, but what is it you're looking for from your players tomorrow? I know winning is obviously the most important, but what kind of messages have you been giving your players this week? What does a good performance look like to you?
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You know? Do not get caught up in this. I wish I enjoyed my career more. I wish I did. Now, at times, trust me, I'll feel nerves coming into this. I felt nerves over the last number of months. Then I have to breathe and say, you want to do this. Enjoy it. You know, what are you, like, this is everything. You know what I mean? It's like, if you cannot enjoy this, why would you put yourself in this position? And for players, and like, if I come away from my career, the one part I do look back on was I wish I enjoyed it more. Because sometimes you can get caught up in the games and competition for places. You forget how good this is. And it's only a short period. It's only a short period. Life is way longer. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be back at this level. I'm beyond grateful for the people who brought me into this. So I want to enjoy it because it shows a true reflection of me then. It shows a true calmness in me, and I want the players to have that as well. And I always try to relate that message. We have to enjoy this. You know, we have to. And I believe then, whatever the outcome is, you've got more chance of having better outcomes than you have negative.
Just on the team news, if I could, it sounds like everyone's fit. I know you're just concentrating on the Kazakhstan game, but we've seen you make changes, as you'd expect, with a quick turnaround between games before. So do you select the team with half an eye on North Macedonia, just in terms of physicality and minutes as much as anything else?
Definitely take care of this game. It's like, this is the most important game. So you pick the team, but also you look at the profile of the opposition, what players we have would suit and hopefully be able to have an effect on the team we're playing. So you always have one eye on that. And then the next game, we'll have hopefully another solution and another way of being able to attack that game. So, you know, we're definitely in the mindset at this present moment of one game at a time.
Who's next? Was it Lawrence? Oh, right. And then Sean Edmund. Yeah. Sorry. I don't have a microphone.
Hiya, Craig. Have you been managing to enjoy it? Have you been managing to enjoy it? Because you talked there about the players and enjoying it. Have you been managing to do that?
Yeah. I hope I come away in that interview. Yeah, I try. Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah, so, yeah, I do. And if I do feel a little bit, you know, maybe I've had like my fourth coffee in a space of 2 hours, and I feel my heart racing, it's actually due to the coffee. It's not due to me overthinking any situation. So, yeah, I do try to enjoy it.
When did you find your calmness then? Was that towards the end of your playing career, or was that something that you've kind of worked on going into management?
No, I always felt I was really calm off the field. On it, I don't know if I had that gene of, do you know when you run and you get tired, that you get angry? I actually look at it maybe when my heart rate goes up and it gets a certain threshold that I become very angry. I don't have to do that anymore because I'm not running around, so it allows me to be more like I am at home. So that may be, I don't know, I always thought I was very calm. I'm quite open. I like people around me being open. And I don't believe in black and white. Like, I believe there's always a solution. And it's just, I don't know, maybe I've just allowed myself to try and bring that into more everyday life, which coaching probably allows me to do so.
And then just a question on Kazakhstan, obviously having changed managers, how difficult has that made it for you to try to work up a game plan for tomorrow?
No, we've had it. So we've had experience in it, and even in club football. We had a good run at that as well. It seemed to be every team we were playing for a certain period changed their manager just before we had him. So you go back into looking at the manager who's present and looking at his past and where he's been, what's his traits like. So it's not uncommon, but we've had enough of a period as well to be able to plan. So there's no, you know, the bits we've looked at. I've been more than happy on what we've been able to do on Kazakhstan, even with the change of manager as well.
Okay, Shannon.
Hi, Craig. You mentioned the introduction meeting that you had when the players came back on camp, and you mentioned what can we do better. And after the last campaign, the standard is there. Fans can't wait to see what you guys are going to show out there tomorrow night. So in terms of being better, in terms of Kazakhstan, what do you need to be better at, basically?
No, there's always parts. Like, no one's got this game sussed. Not seen it. I've seen one getting close to it, but this year he hasn't.
Who?
Yeah, we know. But I always, and I believe everyone, I think you'll know, you know, we can always improve. And that's what we're always, I probably, like, not just in football, but also in life, you're always, what can you get better at? How could you handle this situation better? How can I be the best human being I can be? I believe we're always searching for that. It's always nice. I believe, like, I want to be the best person I can be. So in football terms, it's always that way as well. You know, there was when we jumped, can we shift it across? So, like, loads of examples. But it's important information, like how you translate that to the players, who are fully aware of situations, and how we can become a strong team. How can we get better? And every game gives us an opportunity to do that as well.
You've got what no previous Wales manager has had, or no previous manager in modern times, in that you've got a squad of players where most of them have done it. They've qualified for the World Cup. They broke that curse that was there for over 60 years.
I can just sit back and let them do it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, they don't need to listen to me.
But how valuable do you think that's going to be, looking ahead at, you know, the next 8 months, or however long this journey is going to be? How valuable is that going to be?
So valuable. It's so valuable. Their calmness with it as well. They've been there. But also, like I mentioned then earlier as well, the crowd. They've been there as well. And it's so important. It's so important because they've got to experience major tournaments. And like everyone in here, you've come along the ride as well. You know, it's, you know, when we say together stronger, it's not just a fact of supporters, and it's media as well. We all play a part. Now, some are playing more of a part than others, but if we're successful, the fans not only get to go, you guys get to go, we all get to enjoy this. We all get to support something we really love, and we all get to feel part of it. And that's where, like, your experience at times is more than mine. You know, because you've been along this journey. I wasn't. So your kindness, if your questions like you are today, it's quite, you know, I'm very grateful for. Because that's who we are. You know, it's not a cliche or a flippant, like, together we are stronger. And it's no coincidence, since we've been with that idea and uniting everyone, that we've managed to have success. Now, we've had very good success, but how can we turn that into every tournament we are there? Because we all want to be part of every tournament. And this time, this is my responsibility to hopefully get us to where other managers have been able to do so. And then maybe leave it in a place where it just continuously keeps happening. So every 2 years, you guys get to book your holidays, but also when there's a tournament coming, so I'll book it a certain time because I'm going to go and enjoy this. Because believe it or not, it's everyone. And it really is. Like, I probably have the smallest part.
Okay, Richard.
Hi, Craig. You've had this very positive start, of course, through your tenure with the Nations League and the 6 matches unbeaten. To what extent do you take confidence from that yourself, and what confidence do you see in the squad as a result of those games?
No, yeah, of course, confidence, and that's if the results would have gone either way. You know, at times in Montenegro, it was a different game, as we've seen from Turkey when they went there as well. You know, very difficult conditions, but you learn something again that night about the character of the players, you know, about their box defending, about putting their bodies on the line, about really grinding a result out. So that was like one that just sticks out in my head. But just the mentality of the group allows you to have confidence, allows you to, you know, like I hope everything goes well tomorrow. I really do. Do I feel we've done a lot to put us in that position? Of course I do. But with this group, even if it didn't, they're fine. Do you understand what I mean? They give you that confidence. Yeah, the Nations League, I'm really grateful for that, for those 6 games, because the competition, you know, I don't believe in friendlies, in internationals. Even if there is a friendly, there's no such thing for me. Anyone at any country or any player gets the opportunity of representing their country. The honour is too big to even flippantly think you can treat it as a friendly. I don't believe in it. And the Nations League allowed us to really, well, there's something on this. Even if you look at the last game, we were 1-0 down against Iceland. We're finishing 3rd. So now we could be in a playoff, staying in Nations League B League. Then by staying calm, by staying patient, by moving the ball, not panicking, not launching the ball from there into the box and suiting their numbers, by moving 2 short passes, free, wide, run, cut back inside, cross, 3v2, back post, goal. That allows you then to, we end up winning 4-1. Okay, the result happens in Turkey. We finish top. Now we're in the A. So, which is great. It's really important for our development as well. We want to play against the best teams. So this group allows you, and it allows you to be confident for me as a coach. And I think that's where I think I learn then. Do you understand what I mean? It allows me to watch, but also learn from, you know, players. As much as we like to think players learn from us, I definitely believe as coaches we learn from players. A good team will make you a better coach. Thank you.
Last question? Yeah, Ben, sorry.
Craig, Thomas Tuchel this week has been saying about the adjustment from club to country. I just wondered, what have you found your sort of biggest learnings or takeaways in your time, into your few months ahead of him?
Not playing week in, week out. Not playing 2 games a week. Not having that movement of recover, prepare, game, recover, prepare, game. It's actually really nice. But also, maybe the stage I was at a coach, maybe actually this is good for me at this present moment. It allows me to look back, calm down, actually just go through how the week was, what could be improved, what was good. So it allows me probably to, maybe it's give me that space and time to improve and reflect. But you have to make good use of it. Time at Salif, I've made good use of it. But I believe that's probably more important. I haven't managed before. So, like Thomas has managed before, so the difference for him, he'd have a different view of it. But my view of working day to day, now actually being a manager, it's a really good environment to learn. And you have to have good people around with you. Like, I definitely have good coaches, but also good people above you who plan your weeks and plan your days as well with you, keep you active. I'm definitely, like I've mentioned, I'm definitely grateful for them. They've managed to keep me active. Probably too active. You're definitely one. But it's been that's allowed me to, like, I don't feel like I've had a big break. Do you understand what I mean? I feel like I'm constantly at work.
Okay, thank you. Diolch yn fawr. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.